In this circuit, we have a capacitor in the middle of a diamond kind of pattern of resistors. Now, the methods that we are going to use in solving this question is similar to what we have used in the past. However, we need to know how to handle the capacitor. One thing to pay attention to first. You have to pay attention to what type of power supply do we have. That power supply is a direct current power supply, a negative and a positive lead. This means that after a short time, the time it's going to take the capacitor to charge up, there will be no current anymore in the branch where we have the capacitor. There will be no more current here. Which means the minute the capacitor is charged, the capacitor is going to act, or the circuit is going to act, like if this branch does not exist. Now, if that's the case, then we have an easy circuit. My circuit then, once the capacitor is charged, is going to look this is my circuit, R1, R2, R3, R2, and R4. And this is point A, and this is point B. And we are asked to find the voltage difference between point A and point B. Okay, to do that then, we can work this simple circuit that we can see here, figure out the electrical potential at point A, the electrical potential at point B, and find the difference between them. Okay? Now, if we are going to work this simple circuit, we are going to work it like we did in the past. So let's get our color, red color, minus plus. We have to assign directions for the current. So let's assume I here. Then I have I1 here and I2 here. And then this is my plus, my minus, my plus, my minus, my plus, my minus, and my plus, and my minus. So now, once I do that, if we consider the first loop, so we have, if we start here, we first meet the voltage source, we have plus V, and then minus R1 I1 minus R2 I1, R3 I1 is equal to 0. So we can very simply, very quickly find what I1 is. I1 is going to be V over R1 plus R3. So in this case, it's going to be 12 volts over R1, that's 5 ohms, plus 3, that's 7, so over 12 ohms, which is 1 amp. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to take another loop. I'm going to take this one here now. For that second loop, starting here, I'm going to again meet plus V, but now it's going to be minus R2I2 minus R3I3, R4I2, and that's equal to 0. and I2 is just V over R2 plus R4. So in this case, 12 volts over R2, that's so it is 12 volts over R2 plus R4, that's going to be 8. 8 plus 5, that's 13 ohms. 0.92 amps. Now, the voltage at A, if we consider this as 0, is going to be just R3 times I1. VA is just R3 times I1, which is going to be 7 ohms times 1 amp, 7 volts. Voltage at B is going to be R4 times I2, so that's going to be 5 ohms times 0.92. That gives us 4.6 volts. So VA minus VB (7 volts minus 4.9 volts), so about 2.1 volts.